Hey, what's up, everybody? So I wanted to do a narration review of my second place run in 118th Unlimited. It really came down to just a couple of small decisions that took this from a first place to a second place. So let's go over it. Okay, so here's the 118th layout. So this is the start. So you ideally would want to come up and go to this side of the rock here. And you can see the rock's angled, so that's gonna maybe make the truck fall down, which is actually what happened to me. So we'll proceed along. So you go up, you come up onto this climb, and you come across here, and you go across those ledges. See a gate right here. So you have to drop down and then go through this gate, which is also another drop down here. So we'll just carry along. So once you kind of get down here into this flat section, there's a lot of holes around here for a little truck, you know, to get hung up on. So you have to just try and navigate that. Obviously staying on the big flat ones is kind of your best bet. So come through there, and then you have to come through this section here, and then come through this gate here. I can't remember, I know there's a marker in here somewhere, but I can't remember if it's for this class or for a different class. But either way, the line is come through here. Once you've come down, come through here, come up through those gates. This is where I lost 10 points. So let's play it through a little bit more, and let's let the swoop. So right here, so the line that I took was way too direct. I basically just went blump, 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 blump with my truck. We actually have it sitting right here, so why don't we just take it up here? So yeah, I came basically sort of straight through these gates, when what I should have done was come up this way and then made a correction and then come through here square. When you're running this course, specifically this section, you're standing a long ways back. That's part of what makes it difficult as you get to this area. If you were to come and stand on this side, you don't really have a good spot of this area here. So yeah, so we gotta, you know, come through here, come up, and let's just follow along. So you got to come across these ledges here and then kind of drop down, and then exit out those gates. So all that section was clean for me. We lost 10 on that exit gate that we were just going over there, that one right at the bottom of the screen. So we lost 10 on that. But let's take a look at the run. All right, so here we go. So I would have put the truck probably more like this, and then that way it would have come up here and then hopefully hold that line a little bit, and then we could maybe pivot across there. But because I started out already sort of on this angle, it didn't really leave me anything other than to just kind of fall in there. So let's pick back up here. So we're kind of trapped in this crevasse. So we're just trying to work the truck out, and eventually I get it to pop out, but it kind of sticks it under another rock. So we're kind of creeping, and right there I'm bound up. So I have no choice but to pop a reverse. So there's our one and only reverse. So we got to come back a little so we can turn, and then we can start to make our way up. So this is where I don't have it on camera, unfortunately, where we're coming up. We're going over those ledges, we're dropping down through that one gate, and then the judge says, hey, you may want to get this on film, and then boom, I tilt back. So I'm at a crazy angle where I'm like leaning way back, but I'm glad that he noticed, or else we wouldn't have had this footage. So you can see I'm coming up through here, and you can see how I come at the line. I just come at it basically straight, okay? Bang, right there. That's where I bang that gate. and I lose 10 points. So I've killed the gate, right? So we're through it. So then I can manually roll back. It doesn't lose any points. So I let the truck go back a bit so I can position to be more to my right, which would be closer to the rock. So we're trying to get up in there tight so we can drop down and continue on in a good spot here. So this Redcat, it is just hooked up, you know, like these are the kit tires. I've simple greened them a few times. I've tried some other tires, but wasn't happy. I've got different foams in here. So there's something that's slightly softer in the front, something that's slightly harder in the rear. They're single cell. Single cell. Open cell. They're not like a dual stage or anything. And the truck is just hooked up. So we got some brass in the front. I'll just throw it up here so we can take a look at it together. Okay, so we got the Trio brass front links. We've got the Redcat brass servo mount. What else do we got going on here? So we got some Enduro wheels that I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was CCRC had these up, and he had talked about flipping them around to change up the offset. And so that's what I've done. I've flipped them to narrow them up as much as possible, which I'm glad I did, because you know, some of those gates were pretty narrow, and if you would have had this pushed out to the max width, it would have made it that much more difficult. So still running stock electronics. I changed out the links. So we've got the metal Redcat links in there, and then we've got metal drive shafts front and rear from Trio. They didn't have these out yet, so this is a cut down one for a regular Ascent. What else? And then I left the plastic links on the back just because we're trying to keep the weight, you know, bias forward. And then I'd switched out the remote to run something else. Sorry, the receiver. But yeah, other than that, like this thing is just amazing. It is a line dominator. So I'm looking forward to Jane Concept coming out with the 1.3 ruptures. Those should be hitting sometime soon. And I'm going to give those a shot. Because I tried out some from Endura, some, what are they, the Klingons, which look like a rupture wannabe, we'll just say. And they just aren't as good. Even after simple greening them a few times, what seems to happen, in my opinion, with the Endura, just my own experience, when they start getting really dusty, they just seem to lose their bite. And I'm not the only one who's sort of made that claim at the crawl center. So super happy with these. You know, you can see we've had some contact where they've, you know, rubbed or bit on the sides, and good performers. So yeah, really happy with this guy. No complaints at all. They really have developed something killer here, and I'm glad that I was able to notice that and jump on it and be running it out there. And you know, I could have podiumed if we wouldn't have hit that one gate. No, sorry, I don't know. I did podium. We could have taken first, but that's all right. Nothing wrong with second. We're right there. We're hanging with the other big dogs in the class. So anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for going over this recap, and looking forward to the next one, because hopefully we can send one of these things to first place. We'll see. Take care.